Hi, and welcome to the Bryan Marketing Group podcast. I'm Trish, the producer here at Bryan Marketing Group, and today I'm talking to one of my favorite people, Danny, one of the owners at Plant Based Mafia. How you doing, Danny?
Fantastic.
Okay, great. So, good morning.
Good morning to you.
And I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
So Danny is a vegan chef at Plant Based Mafia, right?
Yeah, correct.
And how do you start your day? How does a vegan chef start his day?
Well, I've come a long way I'm the founder and the president of the company. Built out the menu. Now I have a great staff who does the cooking every single day. My job now is to oversee and make sure that the quality of food comes out consistently, and I have great partners too. So a lot of my day starts on the marketing side, actually. The branding and marketing side, and getting to the restaurant, taking pictures of the food, overseeing the cooking procedures, making sure the procedures that we've implemented are being duplicated consistently every single day. And so far, it's taken a solid year and a half to get to that point, but we have an unbelievable team now in the kitchen and up front that flawlessly executes, as you know, because you've eaten there many times.
I do know. I love it. It's like my favorite restaurant in the area for sure. Okay, so that's wonderful. So you go in and you make sure everything's running correctly, and then you actually do the marketing?
I do a lot of the marketing, yeah. We do some of this traditional paper marketing, but when it comes to social media, videos, pictures, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, stuff like that, I'm responsible for all that.
Well, okay, I love your Instagram, so that makes sense now.
Thank you.
So are you guys open for breakfast?
We're not open for breakfast, but we are open for brunch on Saturdays and Sundays, starting at 11. We'd love to open for breakfast. I love breakfast. And if we could build, Plant Based Mafia is a chain restaurant, and if I could build a chain of just vegan breakfast spots, like cool vegan diners, I would do that. But this area is not really, doesn't work well for the vegan breakfast crowd, let's say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So rumor has it you might be opening a place in California. Is that a better breakfast?
Absolutely. That rumor is very true. Very excited for that, because that is definitely a 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. spot with brunch on the weekends. That I'm super excited about that.
Now, from a marketing standpoint, did you actually just go there, or did you do your research, or?
Yeah, we have a great team. We have a development team, and I have a project manager that I brought on that is responsible for opening up his own chain of 50 restaurants. And he fell in love with the brand, and right away was like, I'm going to help you guys build something amazing. So, we spent a lot of time looking in Chicago, in all of Florida. Our first spot, we wanted to find places in Florida. We couldn't find a good spot. And then I convinced my team, LA is the place. Per capita, per square foot, there's more vegans there than anyone on the planet. So we went and got a fantastic commercial real estate team, and they just found this amazing spot in Beverly Hills, which I'm super excited about, because the spot where we're negotiating for right now, I used to be on that road all the time. This is great restaurants. Like Earth Cafe is on that. It's like the famous celebrity cafe. And I used to eat there all the time. So shout out to Earth Cafe.
Yay! Okay, so you're going to be a part of the strip. That's exciting.
Yes, exactly.
And where your guys' location is now, I love it. You're located right by LA Fitness.
Yes. Yep.
So tell us a little bit about your fitness goals, or why you chose, or did veganism choose you?
No, I definitely chose it. So in 2014, I found myself in a little bit of a health crisis. It's really weird though, because you wake up one day and you're like, how did I get to this place? I graduated high school fit, 165 pounds, athlete, playing tons of sports, surfing, And then I woke up in LA in 2014, almost 400 pounds. Still I had a fantastic life. I was a film producer out there, made great money with my companies, just living a phenomenal lifestyle, but just indulging. I had a major skiing accident in 2005 that set me back really bad, and then I broke that same leg in 2006. So I went on this horrible health decline over these 3 years, and then it just got worse. And then 2014, a friend of mine was murdered on Long Island. Went home, one of my best friends. Matter of fact, some of the meals are named after him, the Johnny Gleason. That's his sandwich, just a classic chicken parm. That was one of his favorite sandwiches. So when I went back to Long Island, I was feeling this weird breathing thing, and I wound up going to the hospital, and they found some clogged arteries. But I was still, I was young, and they were like, I don't, very rare to see that. And it took probably about 2 years to kind of really come to terms with what was happening, where I stumbled onto Dr. Esselstyn's book, How to Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease. And then, just learning all about the plant-based lifestyle, learning about blue zones all over the world where people live to 100 plus years. And predominantly the diet that gives you the most longevity and the healthiest lifespan is the predominant plant-based diet. Where at least 90% of the foods that you're eating are derived from whole food plant-based foods. And I just started to adopt that. And, I went from close to 400 pounds down to 275 where I am now. And I still have a goal of getting back to under 200, but it's a slow moving process. I've had many hurdles, coming from a big Italian family. You almost feel guilty letting go of your pasta sundaes and the meatballs and the pizza. There was a social aspect to that was very difficult to let go and come to terms with, because you feel like you're turning on the family. Mm. So that's where Plant Based Mafia, a lot of why Plant Based Mafia came into play. When I started developing it, I was like, hey, I could make the same foods healthier, plant-based, and introduce people to this style of eating, and then help them transition even to a healthier, style of eating. Where it's like, yeah, come to Plant Based Mafia once or twice a week, but the rest of the week, cook at home. Cook delicious whole food, plant-based meals that are going to give you longevity, heal disease, and just make you live a happier life.
I love that, and I couldn't agree more. So, as you started off in your journey, what kind of hurdles did you face, and what could you say to our audience of attempting to eat a more plant-based lifestyle or trying to get on board with becoming healthier?
Yeah, it's a good question. A lot of the hurdles, I guess it depends who you are as a person, but a lot of my hurdles were social hurdles. When you have a big social audience and lots of friends, and they always want to go out to eat, you want to go to the best restaurants. It's a lot of fun going to a restaurant, sitting with 8, 10, 12 people, ordering tons of appetizers, having drinks, laughing. So I had to come to terms with how can I remain in that social circle while also eating the way that I want to eat. So those are a lot of the hurdles. I'm a big traveler, so traveling is a hurdle. I love road trips. But where do you eat healthy plant-based foods on the road? I would have to pack a big cooler, but I'm on the road for sometimes 21 days. The cooler's done in 7 days. So those are some of the hurdles, kind of adopting a system that works, and it takes a while to do that, but maturing too as an eater. It's like I was really committed to my adolescent eating behavior, which was really fun. Going to the diner, having a big thing of pancakes with your friends, chocolate shakes, things like that. That's kind of like an immature adolescent way of eating. When I took ownership of my body as an adult and realized that if I want to live into my 90s or even become a centurion, that I am going to have to adopt these things. And I still can go out with 12 friends, but I don't have to eat the fried appetizers. I can make healthy decisions And, I don't have to drink alcohol. And if I do, it's one drink, not six. I don't have to drink soda, it's water. So it took a while to get to that. Now I'm excited to go. If a friend invites me to a steakhouse, I'm like, let's go. Because I'm going to get rice. I'm going to eat their bread. I'm going to get a baked potato with nothing on it. I'm going to get steamed vegetables. And it has become very easy. That's kind of the trick.
Yeah. So what a profound thought process. Maturing as an eater.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that before. And actually, people put such an emphasis on slowing down drinking or, maturing and what you allow yourself to watch on TV. But, diet is a huge part of our life. So I guess a maturation process.
Yeah.
As we get older, we do have to be very mindful, not just a little mindful, very mindful of what we put in our body.
Yeah, and you could take on mentors too. You could, every morning I get up and do a little prayer and do a little meditating and just set my day, in motion. Like this is the standard for my day. And any obstacles that might come before me, I will overcome because I'm still a human being. I was out the other day shopping with my fiance now, and she has 2 kids, and they got pizza. And I was holding the pizza for them, and just the whiff of the pizza, it's like, whew. So pizza's an obstacle, but I don't eat pizza anymore. But, every once in a while you're going to be tempted. But then very quickly it's like, nope, because I'm in it for the long-term health benefits, not the short-term gratification. And that's what I've learned too, is to let go of the instant gratification and appreciate the long-term benefits of what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You're definitely an inspiration.
Thank you.
For sure. So, speaking of, meditations and mentors, what is the best advice you think that a mentor has given you?
I'm a straightforward type of person. So for me, it was like the advice where it's like, shit, get off the pot. All right, you're going to die if you don't make these changes. So I'm not the type to crawl up in a corner and cry. I come to the realization very quickly. I'm a big leap type of person. I'm not, when people tell me I'm taking small steps, well, small steps lead to nothing. For me, for others it might work well, but for me, small steps just meant failure along the way. I had to make big, huge leaps and bounds, and I have. So the realization to me was just like, when I hear I seek out motivational speakers and mentors and teachers that put it straight. Do this or you're going to die at a very young age. And I feel like I have a responsibility to my family. I want to make sure that my parents are well taken care of as they age. And, my siblings, my siblings' kids, and then my employees. They're counting on me and my team to build this fantastic company, to employ, hundreds and hundreds of people and create great careers. That's not going to be, it's not going to exist if I drop dead because I'm, eating pizza every day and, eating what they call the standard American diet. So that advice worked for me. And my advice for anyone else is to go out and seek mentors that you connect with. What works for me might not work for you. Go find those motivational speakers and those mentors that you can listen to every day. I get up every day and listen to somebody that could spark a fire under me, that I seek out. On my Spotify podcast, I have a list where it's like every day I'm listening to these people. Cutting off a lot of the junk noise that, the news was the first thing to go. Done. Canceled my TV. No news. I don't care what's happening in the world whatsoever. I only care about my small world because that's the first thing that we can manage. Make my small world whole, and then I will influence those around me. So it's like cut off the news, cut off all the negative garbage, and then also become negative impervious. Like your negativity can't touch me. There are a lot of people talk about, I gotta get, I gotta be high vibrations, and I gotta remove these negative people from my life. You can't remove every negative person from your life. So I work very hard on becoming, impervious to negativity. And that's advice that I think everyone should definitely take.
I can definitely agree. And when you said you focus on the people around you,
Yeah.
when you walk into Plant Based Mafia, I can tell you do believe in that. Because all of your employees, it is about food, but it's also about the atmosphere that you create around yourself.
Absolutely.
Every single one of your employees are a joy to be around. When you go in, and whether you sit at the bar or you sit outside, you're always felt like you're not just taken care of, but you're kind of, I guess, a part of the mafia family. And it is such an experience, and every time I go, it's so wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, we worked very hard on building that family atmosphere. We're not I don't believe in coming down on your employees because they make mistakes, but we make them heavily involved in the success of the company. And if they do make a mistake, we joke about it. In a way that makes them feel a little guilty about making the mistake, but also makes them realize hey, you're a part of the success of this team, and we need you to be, on your A game, because Plant Based Mafia serves the community. We're a selfless organization that is here to serve the company. Money is last for us, so money will come, success will come if you execute the process, and that's something that we teach in film production. Don't worry about, and acting too, don't worry about the end result. Worry about the process. So let's execute the process. Let's have a great, loving culture. And Plant-Based Mafia is like if you come to your old school Italian grandma's house for dinner. Mangia mange. Here's the food. We're going to treat you like family. You're not going to leave full. You're not going to leave hungry. You're going to leave full and happy and full of love, and that is the brand and the culture that we've developed. The trick now is how do we duplicate that into 500 stores, and that's going to be our biggest obstacle.
Yeah, I can tell culture is important, and community too. Speaking of community, I love your food truck, and it happens to be out front here in Abacoa every second Friday, and I sneak out of work to grab my cookie. So yes, you guys are heavily involved in the community with the food truck, not only at the restaurant, correct?
For sure. I mean, anything that we can do in the community. We even a few months ago launched this free Pancake Saturday for senior citizens, and we did it for 2 months. But I don't know, not a lot of senior citizens came. It was free coffee and pancakes from 7 to 10. And we were getting up every Saturday and giving away food for free, because we wanted to give back to the community, especially the senior community, who sometimes is on a fixed budget, and it's all you can eat pancakes. And I'm not sure what happened. A handful of people came, and we finally were all right, we're getting up for free, giving away free food, and no one's showing up. We wanted to pack it in just to give away free food. We budgeted it out, and no one showed up. And anything that we can do to be a part of the community, we are, big on that for sure.
I think that the senior citizen community is a hard reach from a marketing standpoint, unless you're, how would you market to senior citizen community? How would you do that?
Well, they're early risers, and we're right next to a bagel shop. So at 7, 8 in the morning, the bagel shop is pretty packed with senior citizens. So we thought this was going to be just an easy thing to do. I'm not really sure. I think paper marketing, traditional paper marketing, is going to be your best way because they like looking through coupons. So that's what we've done recently, and it definitely has worked. We have seen a really big uptick in the community, the senior citizen community coming in, which is fantastic because we love seeing the older crew, the older people from New York, the 70s and 80-year-olds that are so used to eating a certain way, and then they come in and compliment our food. So that, You get a 20-year-old that compliments our burger. That was awesome. That's great. But they've only been on the earth eating burgers for 15 years. 16 years. Senior citizens, they've been eating burgers for 70 years. And they've eaten in so many different types of burgers. So when you get a real old school New Yorker that's like, that marinara is amazing, that eggplant's amazing, this chicken that's not real chicken is absolutely amazing. That's really gratifying. And we've seen them really starting to come in. And I think what's happening is their grandchildren and children are saying, hey, we don't want to see you die early than necessary. Can you please start adopting a bit of a plant-based diet? So that is starting to happen. We're really excited about that.
Yeah, I have to say, I brought my buddy, my good friend Tanya in there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she's worked in so many different restaurants, and she, cooks all the time at home. And so we sit at the bar, and we ordered the kosher cowboy. The slider's my favorite, and she didn't say anything. Then we did like our 10-mile walk on Sundays, right? And her brother called her, and she's like, so the following day on Sunday, she goes, I had this sandwich last night and it was so good. We have to go there. I'm going to take Chris, her husband. I'm going to take him. I'm not even going to tell him it's vegan. He won't know. And I'm like, why didn't you give this to me last night? I think she just didn't want to admit how fabulous it was. So, yeah, to have someone, that has been on the earth longer than 15 years compliment the food. And it's a fabulous experience. Even for me, and I don't even own the restaurant. I'm just like, yes, I knew it.
We've had people not realizing they weren't eating chicken. We had a guy eat there for 3 months because he was working in the area. He was there probably 3-4 times a week, literally. And like right as he was leaving, like that week or something, he walked into the restaurant holding the chicken and realized, this isn't chicken. And he was like yelling at Jason jokingly. Mm-hmm. We've had another woman call us up yelling at us, telling us, you said this was vegan, and my son swears this cannot be vegan chicken. And we're like, it's vegan chicken. They'll tell you. Like, you don't want to cross vegans and fake chicken with real chicken, so it's real. That's fake, trust me.
And one of your mottos is we whack plants.
Yeah, we whack plants,
not animals. I know, and I remember my first bite. And I'm like, how'd you guys make this? And it's secret. Everything's secret, which makes it even more fabulous, actually.
You gotta keep it close.
Yeah, close to home, right?
Yeah, you know it.
Okay, so how can people find you other than Instagram and at the restaurant?
Well, you could go to plantbasedmafia.com. Instagram is Plant Based Mafia PBG for Palm Beach Gardens. And the address is 7100 Fairway Drive, Suite 52, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And we're right off PGA West in PGA National.
Super fabulous location, soon to be in California.
Soon to be all
over. All over.
All over.
That'll be my New Year's resolution, or my bucket, to visit all of your restaurants.
You're going to have to visit our LA location for sure.
Well, thank you, Danny, for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for watching today's episode with Danny from Plant Based Mafia. We had so much fun. If you or anyone you know would like a free marketing analysis from Brian Marketing Group, please give us a call at 561-861-1615. We'd love to help you out. Also, feel free to visit us at www.brianmarketinggroup.com or www.brianpodcast.com. Thank you.